Welcome to Scifest 2011, a celebration of knowledge and sharing in the world of science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Established in 1997, Scifest is designed to promote awareness and engagement with these subjects and to encourage the youth to embark on careers and become leaders in these fields. The messages are clear and simple. Science is fun. You could be the next science superstar, and that you really can make a meaningful difference to your community or even the planet. Each year the festival is opened by the Minister of Science and Technology, which views Scifest as a flagship event for the department. The event is a dynamic combination of speeches, presentations and performances. The theme for Scifest 2011 is Science Across Cultures, demonstrating that our dreams and potential transcend geographic borders and scientific and social boundaries. This was reflected in a dynamic program that included performances, lectures, debates, science shows, workshops, talk shops, exhibitions and competitions.
Today, of course, science is an international phenomenon, and bringing together people from around the world, showing us what kind of science they do in their parts of the world is really fascinating. And I think South Africa and other places in the world have special local, regional developments that allow them to foster a particular kind of science.
To help achieve their objective, Scifest once again gathered scientists and visionaries from around Africa and beyond to present their stories.
I've been to the summit of Mount Everest not once but twice by two different routes, and I've climbed the 7 summits, which are the 7 highest mountains in each continent. And 2 years ago I walked to the South Pole covering 1,200 kilometers in 65 days, and all of these have made me become the first black person ever in the world to do it.
Well, we're here presenting the Bloodhound Supersonic Car project, which is an attempt at the world land speed record. The design speed is 1,680 kilometers per hour, but the number one reason is that we want to inspire young people to be excited by science and maths.
My name is Hakeem Oluseyi. I am a physicist and I do astrophysics and technology development. And at Scifest, I'll be discussing the history of science as well as cosmology, how the universe was created. Well, not exactly how it was created, but how it has evolved since it was created, and some newly discovered phenomena.
I think Scifest is one of the most comprehensive exhibitions, if I can call it that showcases science in its totality, not only physics but astronomy, chemistry, geology, and it creates a bit of interest and a bit of making science sexy to people, and that kids can actually get to understand science not as a mystical, nebulous field, but as something that is very practical and present in everyday life.
I think it's an opportunity for people all over the world to meet and discuss science and to spread knowledge about science, and also to equip us, you know, the young generations about science and such things, you know. Yeah.
Seems like awesome stuff, micro rockets, the F-robots.
The experiments, the laboratories, everything that is done.
Even the car exhibitions. We want to learn more about science, hence we all do science and mathematics. So we better learn the fun way than in watching home.
The interest that you see in the young people, what the young people are saying, but also it's a Saturday today, and look at the numbers of them that I hear have given up on their weekend to come and be part of this, and they're very interested and extremely interesting at the same time.
I think personally I've been giving a presentation on the SKA project, but in general we have a stand here, an exhibition stand, and it's really to engage with the youth of South Africa, to engage with them on science and engineering topics and try to excite them using the SKA project as a flagship project to excite youth into taking careers of science, engineering and technology.
Okay, I'm doing a couple of things. This morning I'm giving a talk about Marie Curie, the famous French and Polish scientist, and her contribution to International Year of Chemistry. Madame Curie is a giant amongst scientists. She was voted unanimously as the greatest woman scientist ever, but I think we should say she's the greatest scientist ever. She won 2 Nobel Prizes, one for physics, one for chemistry, which no man has ever done.
Scifest is a very important festival in South Africa. It is the national science festival, and it's one that brings together the community of scientists in South Africa, as well as learners, postgraduate students, and the general public. There isn't anything else in South Africa that compares with this kind of festival and celebration of science. It is a wonderful occasion where learners are able to meet practicing scientists, they're able to engage with these scientists, and also able to explore science on their own. So interactiveness is the key part and key aspect of a Scifest.
Well, we brought along replicas of fossils, including Mrs. Ples here, a distant human ancestor that lived at Stokefontein in the cradle of humankind. It was found by Dr. Robert Broom in 1947. And basically what we're wanting to do is to get more and more young South Africans interested in the study of paleontology.
Very simply, the objective of Scifest is to facilitate the public understanding of science. And I think we're seeing in this country, and we have seen for many, many years, a lowering of emphasis in maths and science in the STEM subjects, and we really need to be elevating those. And Scifest is providing an environment where people can come together and do exactly that.
My own scientific career began when some professors showed up at my school and informed us that there was this thing known as a science fair taking place. And I did a science fair project on Albert Einstein. I modeled relativity back in 1983, and it turned into a career as a physicist. So I think that anytime you reach out to students who may not have the options available to them, or even be aware of the options, that you can find those special students, because I think that in every neighborhood, in every slum, in every ghetto, in every community, you have brilliant children who just need a chance.
The biggest challenge is exposure, and that's why really I think this festival is really great, because I don't think I would have climbed mountains if I wasn't exposed to that kind of sport.
In addition to the annual event, Scifest also maintains year-round outreach programs such as Seeds, an initiative of the Royal Netherlands Embassy to strengthen education in South Africa, focusing on the Western Cape. The program features lectures, workshops, science shows and educational theatre. Each year, Seeds reaches approximately 10,800 learners and 420 educators.
We have a world shortage of young people that follow maths and science and want to become scientists and engineers. It's going to be the scientists and engineers that sort out the problems we have of feeding the world, new energy sources, sustainable transport, all those things that we need for the future. It will be scientists and engineers that come up with the answers.
From land speed records to building go-karts, Scifest inspires tomorrow's innovators and the dreams of making the impossible possible.
So Scifest creates that awareness at the beginning of the education value chain in science and technology, because with the awareness you then get the interest to go and study there and the interest to go and work in science and technology. So that is why Scifest and events such as this are important for South Africa and for the South African economy.
Everybody's just really enjoyed being involved in this project. I've had a lot of fun, but if you can look at the unprecedented support we've received from SASL for 15 years, the sponsors enjoy being involved in a project that has such a fantastic feeling about it and that has such positive results. But our contributors, our educators, they come from far and wide. They love coming to Grahamstown for a week and really giving of their time. And the learners certainly enjoy interacting with science in just such a different way that takes them out of the classroom and really makes science come alive.
Scifest Africa, inspiring young minds and celebrating science for 15 years.